everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing some more Jeskai Control, but we are going to be adding the lessons into the deck, and I do think these lessons are worth it. Although some of the other lessons might not necessarily be that impactful, I think the outcome of two of these is so good that we can kind of force them in and hope that they work out well. And we're going to start with like the better of the two, or not the better of the two, the worst of the two, but really a good card. Combustion Technique. This deals damage equal to 2 plus the number of lesson cards in our graveyard to target creature, and it also exiles that creature. 3 being a very vital number when it comes to this card, because that hits cards like Kona and other kind of annoying things from 3 and down. Also hitting stuff like Badgers and things like that. It does very, very well, especially right now where the meta is. But this getting better in the end game to be able to hit bigger creatures obviously helps us out a lot too. Even in the mirror, we can even use this to shoot down an opposing Shiko if need be. And then the card that is the only reason we're adding a lot of lessons in, and that is Accumulative Wisdom. This card is absolutely insane for an uncommon. This is basically the same type of hype that Stock Up had. But look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, rest to the bottom, put each of those cards in your hand instead. If there are 3 more lessons in your graveyard, there is a scenario in which I cast this, rip another one, cast it, and just on my opponent's end step with 4 mana, I drew 6 cards. And I said, all right, dude, good luck. There was not much that your opponent's going to do to you drawing 6 cards on their end step. It's very hard to beat. But with that, we have to play It'll Quench You, probably the weakest card that we've added into the deck. There are other options. I talk about it in the outro. But then we also have Airbender's Reversal, which is, I would argue, better than Quench You if you want to put these actually in order, I guess. I think it's better than I Will Quench You, of course. But destroy a target attacking creature. There's no clause to that. A lot of times these type of effects will say the creature has to be tapped. The creature has to be untapped. It has to be less than X amount of power. So 2 mana destroy an attacking creature. Very good. The airbending can also be relevant if we just want to airbend a Shiko, in which is a play that we do, or a flanker, which is another play that we could do to exile a graveyard multiple times. Or with Shiko, you can see it in the video where we kind of, in response, airbend it and then cast it again for 2 mana. Which is obviously really nice. And then something like a River Regent, if we're just like, we want you to pick up 4 of your permanents, we'll just do that, right? So with that said, other than that, we'll break the lesson off so we can kind of break down the deck a bit more as I sort it out. We are mainly just Jeskai from there. We are everything we were doing before while also playing the flankers. I cut a couple of board wipes because we did add a lot of removal into the deck and the kind of heads up spot, and then she goes there. It's more about targeted removal when our opponent's playing threat after threat, and then ultimating one time to reset our board, and hopefully we can grind it out from there. Other than that, let's go ahead and dive into the games. I don't really have any answers to any threat on the board ever, but surveil here. Sure. Not sold on that, but Kona Omniscience, okay. Good thing counter spells and stuff are really good in this matchup to not have them. But that's alright. Probably gonna have to flash in this flanker and use it as pressure. As much as that sucks, but that's kind of a good way to do that. Boomerang isn't bad. It's just bad in this deck because it's sorcery speed. Honestly, this is really good. Boomerang's really, really good with the white creature from Edge. The one if you double spell, you make creatures and whatnot. Let's do that, I guess. On your end step, you ain't boomeranging me now. Oh, they're max hand size. That's what it is. Okay. Interesting. Wisdom. Quench. Obviously, we have to be able to interact with a Kona. We just hold everything here. We attack for 3. Rolling Dragonstorm, sure. It'll quench you. I wonder if they play more than one win condition. One win condition be the black enchantment. I kind of want to. Sure. 1 mana, draw a card. I don't really care about. One into my hand. I gotta be the land. Sure. Sure, indeed. Okay. I feel a lot better about the fact that I can answer a Kona regardless what happens. One creature at a time enters. They can River Regent bounce everything, so it doesn't actually matter. I did try to think if Authority beat that, but it just doesn't. I'll take Mana Diversity here. We'll keep attacking. Also, keeping Helixes up might help us actually close out the game quick enough. Sometimes these decks also will play a Kona because they can buy it back with a card. There's like that one. This is Simic, it seems to be. There's not really a white source. But I think it was like a white artifact. It could bring back a creature with like power or toughness less than 3 or something to the battlefield. I don't remember. There's a Kona. I have Spell Pierce. I have Spell Pierce, right? Nice. So now I have double removal no matter what they do. So let's go here. Don't want to help them, I don't think. Sure. Now we get to Combustion Technique, the Kona, and then maybe even get there. But looks like Lightning Helix setting them to 5 here. If we Lightning Helix and Chico it. Omniscience. Sure. Do I barrel the Helix now? I feel like I should, right? Because if I rip another Helix, is that lethal? That's 9, and that's 12. Yeah, I guess, right? Because then we would Helix, rip Helix. Which makes me feel like I almost want to jam this Accumulative Wisdom. Because if I find that Helix, we win. And then we don't even have to play this game. Yeah, I'm going to try. I'll take another removal piece, though. Again, setting myself up for the win. We miss it. I want all my mana untapped so I can pay. As you can see, they're at 5. So if we had the double Helix, we were good to go. Which is weird that, unfortunately, I couldn't use that as a draw 3, but that's okay. I like drawing 3 as much as the next person. There's no way you don't have a Kona, right? I'm exiling that boy hard, bro. What do we got? The quenching also getting to actually counter something is a bit crazy. What is your option? It could have played the big guy, I guess. Sure. 5, and now I'd have mana sorta. Play your Kona. No. How is this where we're at? Just Drawing, 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 drawing. Drawing, 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 drawing. Like, all we've done is draw cards and discarded the hand size every turn. Kind of whack. I had to say so myself. I bet. Here. Chico. Sure. Yeah, it might have been an overcommitment, but yeah. Definitely an overcommitment, but you know. Don't worry, they followed it up by rewarding us. They already played land, so I can't believe I just like went for the win in a spot like that. Normally I'm pretty, when I'm playing Just Guy Control, I'm really patient about it, especially when we have a situation where we have it locked up pretty much. But especially on the fact that I ripped the other flanker, I kind of didn't even account for the fact that I'll just flash this in and win with it instead. And then I would attack for lethal, which would then force him to interact with the board, right? So I don't know, bro. Yeah. Gonna play a Kona. Here. You ain't flashing in a Kona. Here. I bet. Here. Here. Let's look. It's weird because I could go for it here. But with double removal, Kona. Yeah, I mean, I try to remove them. Obviously, if we had ripped a Helix, we'd be good, but oh, I should wait till combat to do this, huh? Sure. Here. Russian technique. Come on. Okay. Here. All right. It countered my Shiko last time, right? Yeah. But Shiko won't actually get it done here. My mana doesn't work. All three? No way. No way here. No way. We don't find another Helix. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I know 14 other cards. Are we serious? There are like 16 cards I have not seen. That's crazy. Try to. Thank you. Felix. Yeah, good game, bro. I just wanted to revelation him. I could have paid for it, but good game, bro. Made a little bit of a mistake. It ended up costing pretty drastically. That game ended up being way longer than it needed to be, but you know, it is what it is. Sure, why not? One of, few of, few of. I think we got to pass on that. I think we're looking for some good cards. Oh, we're against Is It? This is the deck immediately after I played, and I was like, man, I built Jeskai. This blue-red deck seems so good. Yeah, it's a bit of a snap-off, that's for sure. But I'm not going to let them freely discard lessons and everything to get there. I'm going to try to quench them. They didn't do a lesson immediately, so that's pretty good. Sure. I'm in the same boat, bro. We can both do that. This is a card I was like, that we kind of find a problem with. Lessons just might not be made for us, which is fine. I just wanted to try it more than anything, so. Yeah, we'll wait. My opponent's like, yeah, I'll work to just draw 3 on your end step. Quench me, bro. It's a pretty good target to quench. Yeah. Oh. Easy. Uh-huh. These will be safe for like accumulative knowledges that... Sure. Here. Brutal, dude. Brutal day. Like, how do I beat that? You're right. The answer is I don't. I exile the graveyard. It's how you beat it, but... If there are 3 more less cards in your graveyard, you may cast a spell. This spell costs 1 less for each non-creature, non-land card in your graveyard. Or it's not bad. We're going to counter it. A 6/5 that costs you like 2 mana. Maybe I almost just want to scrap my idea right now and just immediately go play that. Seems so much better than mine. You could have the quench. Yeah, don't have to do nothing there. Also gets around the quench, everything like that. So we just get through that way. All right, draw 3. You can do it. I believe in you. I guess I don't have anything that good in there, to be honest. I'm trying to do the same thing, bro. It's only fair. All right. Cue it up. Yeah. Now we're cooking, dude. Now we're cooking. Oh, man. Control just getting to draw 3 on your end step is not something I would ever like. That resolves, I guess. What am I going to do? Put it back in their hand? They cast it again? Sure. Like to cast that? I will say this was the only problem I could think of whenever it came to that deck. I was like, I'm not sold on how they like win the game. So 1, 2. So 1. I actually don't have enough to make it uncounterable and do that. Wild. Oh man, I'll barrel this. Like her. That cumulative knowledge is gonna have to get cast, brother. That's all I'm saying. We're gonna grind this game out. Of course, they have to barrel it, which it does work, I will say. I'm not thrilled that it does, but it does. At least we do get to exile that one too, right? So I think there was 3 copies in there. 1. Only 1 accumulate. Oh man, that's just how good that card is, bro. Pop this. If they have a spell pierce, they have spell pierce. I say I'm not even reading into that. I'm not even pretending like that's a card I'm playing around. Here's this. I don't think this is like good right now. Sure. I do think their play, in my opinion, their play should be level this up and try to start casting spells. Or do that. I don't know if I agree with that. I think it's just way better to level that up and just start casting a ton of spells. What are you buying back? Boomerang? I'm still 1 short here. And I could beat... No, I can't even beat a quench. Sure. Now it's just like, we might as well just wait here. At least I think so. Sure. Remember, if they do buy this back out of their graveyard, it does take a lesson out of their graveyard. Okay, then that happens. Sure. Now, the question is, do they have enough impactful cards that it matters in this late stage of a game? You know what I mean? Like, they have to still have the cards that matter. Sure. Huh? Sure. They have enough lands. Can we have 9? Here. Turn 4. Another draw 3. So are they all in there? That should be the rest of every copy they own. So that helps us make sure that here. Now they'll have to play the game with us. We have 5 mana, so we can play for the quench every time we need to. We're gonna exile everything you own and love. I'd like to airbend this guy. Sure. I'd like to exile that too. Sure, I guess. Exile that graveyard. Let's airbend this boy back. Here we go. Ah. All right, your turn. I will. They are going to level the storm chasers all the way up now, and we are in a little bit of trouble when it comes to that. I do think, dude, level it all the way up, bro. The other cards you play are not strong enough. Making 4 million creatures would do it. Sure. I think if they would have leveled that up a while ago. Now, obviously, they could be playing around Get Lost and things like that, which I don't blame them. I'm just... like, they're doing all this effort to make a 1/1. If they just leveled it all the way up, every spell they cast would be making a 1/1, right? Like, that's the thing. I think all mana is good mana here. Not bad. 4 near. I do have to figure out how to win this video game, though, I will say. It's not as easy as it may look. Lightning Helixes will help, though. Yeah? Sure. Uh-huh. Going the distance, laddies. Anchor. I don't know how many of these they've used. Here. Huh. Yeah. Huh. Uh-huh. Not quite enough. Sure. Ten. What are the odds if they cast 3 spells? Okay, obviously I don't think they have enough. I just have to kind of look and do the math a little. All right, I think we can keep this here. Seems fine. We got interaction. We got interaction. This is Crater Hoof nonsense, I think. What Ash played? Play that little badger, dude. Play him. See if I don't shoot that man. Yeah, right, buddy. Yeah, right, buddy. I ain't reading that guy. You might actually just have to be hard played in a spot coming up. I don't think this is necessarily important enough, so we're going to jam a stock up here. Authority seems good because it does stop a Crater Hoof, and then in this spot, I probably will want to play a Surveil land. Just stops them from being able to do everything that they want in those spots, but this now can make 2 mana, which is good. Second Badger is obviously a bit tough. If we do find our one of card though, all right, well, sure. I'm gonna need that eventually here. Can destroy an attacking creature, which I'm gonna probably hit the Badger if they don't spend a lot of mana here. They do have 5 mana. Although if they attack with the Pollinator, the play here. The Pollinator is 2 mana, but that also makes their mana just less, I guess. Weird, because this is good, but it does have to tap another permanent, right? So it's not super great. Surveil here, lesson. Let's go. I love drawing 3. Something about it, dude. It just fires me up. Foggy Swamp could happen now with 2 Badgers, I guess, but they go away at instep, so it wouldn't make a ton of sense. I guess it might make enough sense to just turn these into lands. Or turn them into land. Turn them into creatures, I guess. This is non-land, right? When this enters, return to target non-land. So I can't even target those to put it back in their hand. But Revelation can. 2 Badger Mole Cubs. Great card. Yeah. With no Badger, your mana's a lot worse. You can Foggy for 2. No matter how you do it, you can Foggy for 2. No? You opted against it. Sure. Draw 2. Or draw 3. Draw 3. Yeah, seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. I'm pretty okay with that. Yeah, dude, you can do whatever. I'm gonna play this. You put those back. Yeah, seem pretty good. It's just, yeah, I'll draw 6 on your end step for 4 mana. Seems good. Seems good. Yeah. All right. Well, now with Revelation held up, I'm attacking for 6. I'm gonna lie, I don't know the answer to their equation right now to win. Where I don't just Revelation on this end step, shoot them for 4, and do whatever I want. They hard cast that. Interesting. 2 Bitter Triumphs gone. A card that could have been relevant. Oh, Revelation. Back to your hand. 2 for 4. Oh, and the Ultima deal. I will say, some of the other lessons I'm playing might not necessarily be great to play. This has felt pretty good because 1, it exiles, and most of the time it reaches. But the other one, just a 2 mana draw 3 on my opponent's end step, just seems unreal. This Ryan's Village, we could be in like a mirror situation. It seems so. I mean, go ahead. I lied. Both of these aren't bad. Let's do it like this, though. Because I feel like I'm guaranteed to hit a land with my stock up, but we're looking for an untapped land so I can authority this artifact player. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. All right, we just gotta buy time. I see. Boom. Now, I just need to literally that is all. We might not have enough time. Everybody pause. It might be over. Never mind, we have enough time. That's the first time, I swear, United Battlefront in a very long time has felt like it's airballed against me. You're 6. Unfortunately, I don't have a land. I did pass on the land, but realistically, I would have taken the same choices and been stuck in the same spot, right? Okay. Makes sense. Okay. I probably should have barreled the quench against it, to be honest, but... Sure. Alright, we hit the land, which is huge. A little part of me wants to ultimate here, but I think I want to wait. Because again, they can't quite just break through here. And don't worry about my 3-1. He's a good guy. Sure. All right. I am a little scared. I don't know. You got it? Nice. All right. We can try to reset. Oh, hit 2 synthesizers, please. I'm so ready for it. I think I'm shocking here. I get value. I know it's weird, but that doesn't allow them to go grab a synthesizer. Which matters. Clearly. Are we crafting the braided net? They are. Sure. Might use it as a draw too right now. They can wait till my end step though. The weirdest part of this game though is just like some of the cards that we played to, you know, get what we want. We haven't quite found. I'm gonna be a little efficient. I think Lightning Helix them. If I can hit an untapped land here, though, man. They spent their whole turn for that, though. Yeah. They spent their whole turn to craft both of those, so we'll definitely put it back in their hand. They spent their whole turn to play they Battlefront 1 crafted, and then they did it the other way. This is like, okay, I don't really have another Ultima to be honest, but now they can't just like do everything they ever wanted. Okay. We just kind of have to survive a turn. Don't need to land now. I have to actually survive 2 turns, now that I think about it. Is this a return target spell or permanent? Yeah, sure. think with the authority, though, I do get 1 turn here. They draw first. They play another braided net to up their artifact count. We feel okay with that. They might even craft it again. All right. 1 red down that they need. Sure. This is basically to check them. Okay, maybe they do have one. I don't know. Sure. In turn. They might not have one. They might have one. Sure. That's fine. They might craft that to make creatures, which weirdly would backfire. What happens if this resolves? Return 4. Please resolve. This will be such a blowout play here. It does. So now with the River Regent, we return these 2. And then this draw ends up just being a 4-mana draw 2. And obviously they could play Snare, get rid of our River Regent. They go Synthesizer, hoping that they have a chance. But that is just a resignation in my mind here. And I have double Helix to get the job done. And we get there. What a weird one. What a weird one indeed to actually climb through that game. I think we got time for 1 more. So let's just run it up. I think we have... I don't know. Maybe accumulated... Let's try it. My hand's a bit expensive. And I talked myself into this one. But I do like whenever I have like a new card in hand to be like, is this okay enough to play here? All right, maybe not. Who knows? Well, this actually lets us play Helix. And we have a mountain, which will also turn this on. So actually, I'm okay here. We just need what? Board wipes? Or a lot of interaction, which we do play. We just have to actually have it. We don't have any right now. Maybe you're going to crack that to draw a card, which would be interesting. Like, this Novice Inspector can hit me for millions of years, bro. Like, but I'm not messing around with that. We're just going to go ahead and Helix that down. And now this is where the technique's going to come in to maybe be good. Yeah. Oh, I cannot answer that. Sure. Yeah, we'll have to take this. Quantum Riddler's only a draw 1, so we're okay here. Please miss. Oh, it's so brutal that it doesn't miss. Actually tragic. Okay. It weirdly works. Alright, I think we're okay. As horrified as I am, I think we might be fine. That actually makes it all the better. One. I think they have a second spell, which sucks, but sure. They put a 1/1 counter. Actually does work better for us that they put counters across the board. Sure. For a target attacking creature. Flyers don't necessarily matter. It's just the biggest toughness. And these are tokens, so I can maybe get around that a different way. So now, unfortunately, yeah, we want to keep the tokens because of how good River Regent is against them. So now we're Shikoing. So if I take this out, I won't have enough. So we want a Helix here. Snipe one of these out of the way. Obviously, a Shelter by Ghost is a card that they can play, but we have an answer. Kind of no matter how big it gets, because it's 5. And again, Shelter by Ghost would actually end up crushing them. It's one of those weird things. I always say, I think Shelter by Ghosting a Shiko is one of the most horrifying plays that you can make, even if you have to make it. Just because it comes back. And now our opponent has that option, and they even get rid of it. They don't even think it's a reasonable play either, and I agree with them. Again, I think it is the scariest. I think it's the scariest play you can make in the current game right now. I mean, yeah, I'm attacking. So obviously, I'd love to play the Regent and make them pick up 2 tokens. I just don't know if that's plausible. Are we Riddling? We are Riddling. Nice. Big fan of Quantum Riddler. Obviously, people in Modern tend to think otherwise, but I get it in that format. It's a whole different monster in Modern than it is in Standard, of course. Discard a card here. It almost feels like I'm supposed to Ultima. But I think I want to let them commit more to the board. So do I get rid of Helix here? I guess so. Let's go ahead and play our stock up here. See what we're looking at. I like drawing 3 as much as the next guy. And I have 2 lands, so I guess I'll just grab a Shiko as well. And then I'll play a Surveil land. We'll leave that on top. All seems good. Here. Should be obviously a bad. So we'll deal 5. Yeah, easy. Yep. Obviously, that's everything we kind of want, especially with another Shiko in hand. Like, I'm all for it. Our opponent might think, well, I got creatures on the board, so I'm actually cool with that trade. I just don't know if I would necessarily would be. I could just Ultima and end the turn and force them to go their turn, but I can also Revelation maybe. Then I get blown out if they have counter magic. I don't think they have counter magic based on that interaction. Let's do this. You can have those back. And we'll take it. Very cool. Very, very, very cool. I think that puts us in Plat 1. Yeah. All right. I mean, pretty wide variety of games. Pretty good play for kind of our stuff overall. So, yeah, nice. All right. So, here we are with the Jeskai Lessons deck. And honestly, worked a little better than I thought overall. Not necessarily that I thought it was going to go terribly bad, but, like, let's look up the lessons. Or, let's look at lessons. Nice. And then let's put not collected here. So if we look, as you can see, it's kind of all divided there. We can kind of divide this out. And in terms of relevance, for sure, is Accumulative Wisdom and Combustion Technique. These 2 cards, I think, fit in this deck better than about anything else that you could ever ask for. I do think Airbender's Reversal is a bit weird. It does work a lot better in the build we have because obviously we can line our flanker up to be with it, and the play we made with Shiko was really cool, where our opponent tried to remove it, we airbended it, and then we played it again and got more value, which was quite crazy. And it can work well with like a River Regent where we can airbend it. Like, we play River Regent, airbend it, play it again, and do kind of some nonsense plays with that. It's not necessarily that bad, but it also has that creature removal. It doesn't have to be tapped. It doesn't have to be untapped or any weird thing. It's just, if it's attacking, we can destroy it for 2 mana at instant speed, which obviously feels very good for us. But softest card by far is It'll Quench You. I think this card in our deck is the worst. So we probably need to find a replacement for it. Obviously, airbend target non-land permanent seems okay, and we draw a card. Maybe that's just worth it over that, so we can kind of a troublesome permanent, for example, like artifacts, where our opponent's going to clearly go grab a good thing. We can maybe airbend that permanent away and they lose haste or something. Or we can airbend, again, a flanker and then bring it back at the same time, because, again, with flanker's flash ability, that's allowed to be able to be airbended in. You can airbend it and then you can flash it in the same turn. Airbending doesn't actually have the stipulation that you have to wait until another turn. But yeah, I just don't know what else. I did, maybe it's this, but this card also seems just bad for us. I think in another deck it might be better, but maybe there's a red one. You could argue this, I guess, but it's sorcery. Deals 4 damage to target creature. Deals 1 damage to each of your opponent. Maybe it is this one. Maybe it's just Iroh. I thought about playing Redirect Lightning because it was kind of cool, but this is definitely more of a sideboard card. If you're in like the mirror and our opponent tries to Revelation you, you can kind of, it has 2 targets, so that didn't even work. Yeah, I don't even know what it'd be for. So the other card you could think about playing is this over it. I'm not into that at all. Finally, maybe with a couple of basics in our deck, you can play Aang's Journey. And that becomes a bit of a weird one because, again, you can go grab a basic out of your deck, but then if you're drawing that late game, that feels... If I ever drew this on a turn, I need, like, a crucial card, I would be tweaking. But, yeah, it's just weird because this is so good. And this is very good. The reset you get on this, and as it progressively gets better, this card, I almost guarantee, was designed after they made the alchemy card. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it has what is the ability called? It's where they get like more powerful the more of those spells you've cast. This is what this card feels like it's been designed after, and same as this. These two feel like alchemy design style cards. But I mean, I'll take them. They're pretty cool. Lessons are sick. I do think Strixhaven is going to make lessons very annoying because obviously having these type of cards in the side is going to change drastically, especially something like this where it's just good. But we didn't play a lot of board wipes. Didn't necessarily seem like a requirement for us anymore. Overall, maybe a second Ultima because, again, I think Quencha is pretty bad. The thing about it all is this card is good, and being able to draw 3 on your opponent's end step or in response, like just putting cards in your hand when you need lands and extra just things to do seems really, really impactful and kind of good. So I don't know where to go from there. Maybe we just have to be more of like a blue-red deck where we're kind of wanting to get into more stuff like that, or play like an Ill-Time Explosion where we can discard like a Quench and something else that will turn this on for free, even if our Quench is bad. I just think 2 mana counter unless they pay 2 is just too hard to get going, especially when we drag into the late game. It's kind of one of those dead draws as well, where it's just like maybe another card might not be as dead. So I don't know. It felt good though. We won, I think, most of the games at least. I know we won most of them. We ended up hitting plat 1, so that's pretty cool. With that, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.